today, and now I'm wondering why. Just a second. I got to go over here to my other screen. For some reason, it has mucked with my window capture, and I really don't know why. I guess because I changed and there's not the same space over here. I changed the backdrop. You know what I'm going to do for the moment? I'm going to shut that background out entirely. Okay, and then sort of make this bigger. We're going to focus on the game today instead of the schnick schnock and all the designers who jump in here and think that I don't have nothing yet. I do have stuff. I just, let's focus on the game today, okay? So I'm going to we'll move this down here for the moment, maybe right about there, okay, and let's get focused. Okay, so, glad y'all can join me. I'm sitting here still waving at the camera. It's going to take a while for me to get used to having the camera off. I'm going to give it a try and see if that doesn't work better, because I think that there might be a bit of an ageism going on here, you know. Did they have the choice to continue? Yes, they did. Okay. So let's jump right into our game and get this going. Hope y'all can, yeah, I know you can hear me. I can see my microphone moving at least. Oddly enough, just a second, this thing pisses me off because it seems like it changes. It seems like it's changing. It changes the microphones and stuff constantly, and it just really makes me angry. So it's got the right headphones as far as I can see. And I'm not sure why you can't hear the game. I'm just assuming you can't hear the game. There's no one actually in the stream at the moment. We had just acquired Adair. This is really weird. Let's turn this up. Were we using a different streaming thing last time? Ooh, there we go. Good gad. Okay, let's see if that'll work, that combination. Y'all let me know if it's too loud when someone comes in. So we wanted to go and get Durance, is what we wanted to do. I was going to mod this for you today. I don't know if anyone's ever tried modding this game. It's a pain in the butt. This has an old Unity engine, so you can't even use the newest. It's called BEP NX. And I downloaded that today and played with it, and well, now then it didn't work out, so I just got rid of it. Hi, Osha. This is always a pain in the butt, isn't it? Finding a route out of this place. Okay, and I'm sort of having to readjust my mind. I play Odyssey a little bit in my spare time, the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So we'll see. I thought maybe this would make people be less put off, but I've got absolutely no one in here at this evening, but that might just be lack of interest. So this is the way to Durance. We know that, and we're going to use that knowledge. And I think that it auto-saves when we change the map, if memory serves. So I'm sorry I missed my afternoon stream. I'm trying to get used to the schedule again.
Sorry
and
with the flames.
Trying to decide whether I want to do an afternoon or a morning, or let's say a noon or a morning. Let's talk to Durance. Squatting at the base of this statue is an incredibly ugly man with bulging red cheeks raked by pox scars and a scraggly beard. He is sweating as if he has a fever, but his breathing is measured and steady. Just a second. I'll go ahead and put the video back on. It's not that I've got anything against it or anything. We'll have to go in front of the background this time because I don't have my overlay on. We'll put it there. Y'all can see me in case you want to. As I said, it's really weird. Usually I have at least one person in here, so y'all kind of do that. My partner come back up with my sweater. And let's get to it. So, he is sweating as if he has a fever, but his breathing is measured and steady. Danke sehr, darling. Like a slow push of a blacksmith's bellows, but that comparison feels strange and unwelcome. The next comparison, possibly sparked by his grin, is that of a bear trap. And then out of nowhere, there is a hint of alchemical fire. That fades almost as soon as you identify the smell. Also, I don't know if it makes people more comfortable for me to put on my rabbit ears. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe they just don't like my game. By the way, we will try to go ahead and stream the Deadfire. I do own it. I've owned it for a long time. My objection to it is that priestess who sounds like some, pardon my French, but fucking Yankee trying to decide whether she's doing a Texan or a deep Georgian accent is the most and them calling Southerners hicks and all that. It's just a bunch of Southerner hate is all it is. And as a Southerner, I found it to be very trying to the nerves. So,
come to pray at the statue.
But we may go ahead and stream the Deadfire eventually. I just, I'm not going to take that damned priest. I'm not going to be... It's bad enough listening to them call us hicks all throughout the whole game. It's even worse listening to her fake fucking accent. So, the question mark is barely there. As the man makes his statement, the statue takes on a reddish cast, as if one is holding a torch to it, then slowly blossoms into waving flames. The man doesn't turn as the statue blossoms into fire.
The others are welcome, but it's best if just you and I trade words.
And by the way, I
and
like
your shadows
Germans.
stay quiet. Hands off their weapons, both arcane and steel.
I like
It's only
Durance.
you I want to trade words with anyway.
Endurance doesn't bother me, really. Yeah, I don't mind his character.
I swear before the whore that is Margaret, no harm will come to you in her shadow. If that's enough of a promise for you. If not...
So, let's start studying some. Let's examine the statue. Number 4. Oh, no. Something's broken. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay, the weaving firelight from the statue gives off no heat, so much so you wonder if it is a trick of the mind. The ugly man before you doesn't seem to notice it or feel it, although the sheen on his brow is still present, as if he's burning up from within. Okay, I didn't see the text move. I must be... that one you see. The sudden weaving flames from the statue of Magron cast more light on his features. The man's robes are dirty, stained with grease and other marks of the road. The hems of his robes, including the sleeves, which are like the edges, are burnt at the edges, as if he walked a great distance across a fire, then reached into the flames with his hands and pulled something out. But while his hands are thick and calloused, they bear no burn or scorch marks. There should be a comma there. Focus on the staff. The staff looks thick, stout, and blackened ash. The staff looks thick, stout, of blackened ash, once burned by a terrible fire. Beneath the ash, the lines of the wood bear shapes and patterns, and there is a certainty the staff was once something far more dangerous, but not now. As you study it deeper, it shimmers slightly in your eyes like water catching the light weaving across the statue. Whatever power was bled from the staff, it doesn't make it or the wielder any less dangerous. You look up to see the man watching you studying the staff. As his gaze meets yours, he nods with a humorless smile. So, let's pick number 3, strange choice of company. Stone seems cold comfort. The man smiles slightly at your words, then nods, never taking his eyes off of you. I could do better, though the road holds little else. They don't know how to use those ellipses, really. I find this very frequently. His eyes run the length of your frame, and he follows it with a sneer. Until now.
The world holds many whores we worship. Respect comes with honest titles. I bet even you have gone against instinct in exchange for a little copper. Or paid for such in countless ways. But if I give offense, if words are all that are left to a man, then why in the Deerwood of all places he should have leave to speak them?
The man's face cracks a smile with teeth almost a dare. So I guess we'll go for number 7, and that's going to key off the main dialogue.
I didn't give it.
I didn't catch your name.
You probably find names as useless as I do. The names that litter this world like debris are hard enough to wrap around the tongue.
Yes.
And what do they matter? It's what's beneath the skin and the letters I care about. What burns within. It's more important to me you're a watcher than whatever culture or accent decorates your letters like awkward crowns. Take pride in your actions, not where you hail from. Or how your name rolls off whatever liar's tongue coats it now.
The man's staff blossoms with fire for a moment, then the embers settle.
If you need a title to hang on me to match your own, Watcher, then call me Durance. And as you observe souls, I test them.
What do you mean? Durance shakes his head and his hand curls tightly on his staff. I can see the questions bubbling up. Let's burn them away one by one.
I am a missionary. I walk this diseased nation with its heathen, its people so careless with the spirits of others and their own, watchers among them. Yes, I know you for what you are, and your name doesn't interest me. Names are for honest folk. And you are a crack that shines light from another place.
How mysterious.
We're meant to travel together, you and I. Saw you in the flames. Not your face, but that soul of yours.
He grunts
all
again.
tightened up, like a
narrowing his
huntsman's
eyes.
knot.
Okay. You saw my soul in the flames? I've heard that from many a men, by the way. We're soulmates. Okay, yeah.
There's things we can teach each other. If you're in need of answers to
Something
your
different.
mantle of questions. I don't force my words on anyone other than you. I don't care who walks with you or what their mewling problems and politics are. There's enough howling in the world without me stoking that fire. I won't take from your provisions, don't need much on the road. I can carry my weight, which is considerable.
He inhales, again giving you the impression of a blacksmith bellows, and he smiles, almost proudly. He does look rather sturdy, doesn't he?
Many will stand against you. They probably already have, from what I can see. Left their marks, it seems. Like a trail, worming its way behind you.
If your stone mistress there allows it, then come on.
Her? Don't fear her jealousy. Let us see what the road holds, Watcher.
His chuckle dies into a smile, a genuine one. That's sweet. By the way, I get my teeth Thursday. It was implants. It took over a year, the whole process. It's been horrifying. I'm streaming without no teeth here. Okay. I would say, however,
Hope you're not expecting much.
well, I always put him up front.
What?
And let's do that.
Hey,
I told you I have a thing for Adair. OT. So he basically comes with his own stuff, if memory serves. If memory serves. Yeah, his robe, his staff. So he comes with his own stuff. I'm going to turn the light on the camera as much as I'm loath to. The screen's dark and that darkens my face. So, the screen will lighten up again eventually. Who the heck? Probably don't need to do anything much at the moment. The gloves of dexterity. We're a barbarian. Of course, it's nice to hit things, isn't it? I think that is ours and ours alone. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Aora. An aspect of the god Aethus, Gaun, I can't speak, represents a harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gaun helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. Interesting concept. Okay. That's the quick save button. Okay.
Hey.
Hey. Now we want to go back and do the map before before Gilded Vale. I think it's the Valewood, isn't it? And yeah, we were going to try not to get into too much trouble here. Right.
How may I help?
Okay, this is one of those ones that you can pause and think about what you want to do.
How may I help?
Those are some naughty wolves, aren't they?
All right.
Well, at least they started
Right
leaving Adair alone, didn't they?
Parathis!
She said naively, ahead of time. So, is that too loud for y'all? That is it's rather loud on my end. I'm going to turn that down just a teeny bit. Okay. It's indeed loud on my end. What? Like I said, I play other games during the day too.
You're not.
So, yes. Sagamol. When you get up, wipe yourself. Who are we attacking? Him. When you get up, oh, bugger me. She's getting shitty out of her. That means that healing is not going to help a whole lot, is it?
Hey, lava, be on.
Come on, it's the all of you against them two poor little wolves. You, come over here. Oh, crap. She can't, can she? She can. Okay. Otherwise, she's going to be dead. Stand over here, darling. You know, I think I've got this backward, don't I? I think that the red can be healed, can't it? And the green part can't be healed so easily. That's it. Yeah.
You're
I'm
not
a
getting.
fool. Done forgot. I done forgot. Okay, so we'll get you some more Evil Party Baldur's Gate tomorrow, by the by. Ooh. 3 pelts from, oh, there were 3 wolves. Okay. I was going to say, that seems a bit mathematically challenged. Not saying it's impossible.
Of course.
Just seemed a little bit bizarre. What do I know? Absolutely nothing. Oh, we do need to reform our party. Left, right. Bleh. Nöjd. Ah, Quatsch. Wie auch immer. Okay, now we want to go back up here. There we have business up there. That'll let us get some more experience points. Woohoo! Not a lot since we're traveling as a party. Northwest to Gyron's Grasp and south to Gilded Vale. Okay. If you say so. Can do this to his auction. We're supposed to be looking for the cook. Okay, we need to not forget that. And we just got another set of camping supplies. We're going to want to rest before we get into too much trouble. And we will. Trouble's my middle name. What? And we are at the edge of the world. Yes. Okay. Ah. Yee, doggy, doggy, doggy. And again, this is not a combat simulator game, which is why the combat is not overly complex. Maybe I overly simplify it. I don't know. So I'm going to feel better when we've rested, to be honest with you. We're going to catch up with some pretty naughty fellers here, among other things. So let's get some shut-eye. Oh, before we do, I want to double check Aloth's spells. Yeah, he seriously does only have those, but is that really the best we can do with the first level? So it's double. What is this? This looks like something I'm not going to use, and I think I'd rather have the wizard's double, to be honest about it. So, let's sleep. Did anyone ever do that as a kid when you was trying to pretend to sleep? Okay, I'm silly. Like I said, y'all come on here, think I don't have any schnick schnack. I got plenty of schnick schnack. I just wanted to make the screen bigger so we can focus on the game. Okay. Bye-bye. Shattered pieces of a crate are strewn across the dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. Ooh, that sounds promising. Oh, I feel like we haven't been here yet. Okay. The young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled, as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. Strewing stew, even. What? The bandit turns. Get her, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. You know what? I really shouldn't insult my people. I do this ever so slight southern accent for those things. I really need to go. I'll do it next time. Help, please. Help me. Help me. Hit me. Save me. One of the bandits gives Tenfrith a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. Well, that'll teach him a lesson, won't it? Okay, I want y'all after him. I want you, on the other hand, after him. I want you to get angry. Get all head up. Get her all head up here. Yep. So, I want you to start knocking some people down, would you? How are we doing over here? Oh, baby. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Kill him. There you go. See? This is much easier than it was the last time we played this, but I think I had this on like really hard difficulty. Because I was freaking out, didn't know why I couldn't access my inventory. So melodramatic. Ooh, mushrooms. Like, I think that's the best of the lot. Now, what I need to do is read it with like a total Southern California, like a Valley Girl accent, you know? And we need to like start using that one. I was 2 years in Southern California as a teenager, right about that time, having to listen to these dopuses going, oh my God, like totally gag me with a spoon. By the flame. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life, or until they were bored with me, I suppose. Did Pasca send you? She must be beside herself. I must get back home at once. Or I must get back at once. But listen, the next time you're in Gilded Vale, make sure to drop by the Black Hound. I'll let her know what you done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Just the way they wrote it, it's natural Southern accent comes to your mouth, doesn't it? Maybe not yours. Oh, to be back at my oven again. Major positive reputation plus. Okay, nice. At least we get something out of it. Well, we get some discounted meals as well, so I don't really want to complain now.
Be discreet.
If there's any hidden stuff, we need to be at this level. We need to be sneaking around. Later, we would just walk by and things will light up and we'll go, ooh. It looks like this. Ooh. So, bugger. Apparently there's nothing here. The tent is empty, but for a pair of stained cots and the stink of unwashed bodies. Ew. Grody, corrode. It had an intense negative impact on me. Listening to those people. Oh my God, your family must be like totally rich. Look, she's got shoes on. Do you like own a double-decker outhouse? At least that one was original. So, let's go stick our noses into something that it doesn't belong, into somewhere, or doesn't belong. Get ourselves into some trouble here. Sure we can. Not sure why we're... Woohoo! Well, I reckon we could continue sneaking around. We might find something. Or we might not. Very perceptive of you. OT. It did seem like an advantageous crossing point. This is it? 3 pseudo yip-yips?
Leave it to me.
She said that those wolves were a bitch, weren't they? Well, of course, that's supposed to be a little bit higher level content in that area. This one is not as high. I slept like 3.5 hours last night, by the way, so...
I'll see what I can find.
My blue eyes, do you see my blue eyes? Probably not. Probably look like they're a funky color in this light. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. In point of fact, they probably are. Padded cap.
Now this I haven't seen before.
Oh, see? Ooh. Remember that one room I showed you where the one feller talks like he done found something, but you can't see any purple? You don't know what it was they saw. There's one place in Tyranny that's like that, and I finally figured out that it was a trap that they were finding. I took the trap for granted. That's what happens when you take life for granted. You become confused and lost. OT. So he said there was a bear back here. I think we need to go take a look at it. That there bear. Okay. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Shits and grins, baby. Shits and grins. Save before we get eaten. This is usually a good policy. How many we got? Just one? I've come in here and had 3. I think we did last time. Didn't we have 2 or 3? I don't want to exaggerate. Exaggerating is always bad. Just saying. Have to be in battle before we can use those sorts of things. The bear turns around and goes, oh, this isn't even a challenge. Come on, folks. We almost got eaten last time we did that. Okay, we may have to turn the level up here. This is pathetic. This is kind of pathetic. This is not even a challenge.
All right, then.
Oh, darling. As much as I utterly adore you, I was actually waiting for her to go forward. Sorry. Mice crawl through eye sockets and over femurs. Nice description. You.
How may I help?
I'll get your patooties over here and open that chest. A great sword, eh? How great is that sword? As opposed to a mediocre one. Okay. Now we're going to use our watcher abilities. Lost Soul. A figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. Let us reach out. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you have been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edges of your vision. You feel the sun on your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back toward the exit, toward light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain. But in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. And then there is a great dark shape above you, and then there is more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. Okay, let's say I met him on the road, your friend. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. Okay, well, now I don't know. I just don't want to be too terribly benevolent. So let's just say, oh, you're dead, spirit. There's nothing more for you here. Or... Now, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick number 1. I'll find him and see that he answers for what he's done to you. Okay, the struggle is real. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn. I think that comma shouldn't be there. To burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. Okay, now we have someone to go and make them pay, and whether making them pay means killing them or sending them to the magistrate, we'll have to decide for ourselves. Whoa! Hey, yo, folks. Oh, Hello. So, can we loot the body or can we not loot the body? I guess we can't loot the body, or a little hand thingy would come up, wouldn't it? Okay. I mean, he doesn't need his stuff anymore, does he? By the way, I have people in my life who get irritated with me playing evil characters. And they don't understand the whole universe. Each one of us, we're made up of positive and negative energy, thoughts, feelings. And we need to be, actually, we should be comfortable with both of those sides. Doesn't mean we need to overly indulge, our dark side on a daily basis. But it can help to guard us against people who would attempt to emotionally manipulate us. And that has something to be said for it. So that one gal said her sister lives here as well, which is her house here. This is okay. We wouldn't know this yet, but we would know. Okay, this is a person's house. This is a person's house. This is the windmill, the blacksmith, the inn, and everything else is an exit. So one of these is going to be the house of the sister, and one of them is going to be the house of the person that we need to reckon ourselves upon for the sake of the spirit. So which one is the closest? This one. Okay, we'll go there first. Yep. I pace myself with my cappuccino. Oh, so I'm not up in the middle of the night. I'm having to go pee. That's what happened to me yesterday evening. I got up to use the facilities and couldn't get back to sleep. Okay, a Darwooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Good day to you.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry. It's her house. I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Yeah, nice cat seems to be. Alfred smiles brightly. Oh, thank you. She's a sweetheart. Keeps the house clear of mice, too. So let's ask her who she was expecting. That was my sister, Kaliska, is traveling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one. She pauses. I don't suppose you've seen her on the road? Or the caravan, perhaps? It's Master Odamas. So I guess we'll let's pick number 3. Kaliska didn't make it. Alpha covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasp, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kaliska was always so certain she could take on any danger. Alpha sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Alpha's face crumbles, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Let's just do number 1. Why did you ask for her? I don't need to be cruel. Don't necessarily need to be overly benevolent either. Alpha wipes her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in the Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. I'm telling you, it's the Fae folk. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Rhetoric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. With my Hathort gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped Kaliska could help me. They say Runga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child from being hollow-born. But she moved south to Anslug's compass. How do they say it in this? They probably just forget the umlauts, don't they? 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Kaliska gone. More tears run down her face, please. Can you help me? You know what? We'll go find her for you. What the hell? We ain't got anything better to do today. Well, we might not do it today, but you know what I mean. You will. Oh, God's bless you. Here, I'll give you a coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of, well, I'm not sure. But it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry it back. So, I'm getting a pretty good reputation here in this little cuff. Anslug's compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. Good gad. Modeling. So I think that we can't touch the stuff in the huts where they are in this game. Memory serves. In Valhalla you can. In Odyssey you can. In Baldur's Gate you can. We saw a couple of teens sitting on a bench today with some beers in their hand, you know. And I just said to my partner, I said, you know what, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Says, sitting here in public getting drunk, they ought to go home and play a game. At least I ain't shaming myself nor hurting nobody else. So, Ingrid, this man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing 2 bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Hello.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing in confusion. Do you know this woman, Naughton? Naughton coughs. Yes, I think we met in Valewood. I warned her about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? So, you two are in good spirits for someone who just lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It's cost me the greater part of my life, and now my husband, and I'm glad to be free of it. Okay, I know what really happened in that bear cave, Naughton. The color drains from Naughton's face. I don't know what you mean. I told you the truth of it. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks to Naughton, touching his arm. If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss, but it was a wild animal's doing. Naughton shakes his head minutely. You see a tremble in his hands. What would make you say such a thing? I had a vision in the cave. I saw Pearlie's last moments. As he lived them, I saw you cut him with a knife. It's not possible. Naughton stares at you. How could you possibly know? His hand falls to his sword belt. I left no sign. Naughton, wait. Ingrid raises a hand. I don't know what you saw in that cave, but this isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much a beast as that bear. Well, that's easy to say after the fact, isn't it? I tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. She looks away, expression pain. Naughton, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special, someone kind, someone who cares for me. Maybe there's the door. Please, all we want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. She looks down at the satchels. We've some coins saved up. You could have it if only you'll let us go. Do I want to be lawful or do I want to be chaotic? That's the question, isn't it? It's really hard because my base nature is lawful. No, we'll take it to the magistrate then. I don't know what you think you'd tell the magistrate. A story about a dream you had, but you won't take this from us. Not when we're so close, and not for that wretched Pearly. Oh, it's a fight you want. So, you get all head up, darling.
Oh.
There you go. You knock them down. Baby, I ain't even hitting it, shooting you dead. She should have cut her losses while she had the chance. Oh.
Silence surrounds me.
We get to search. Muhaha. The Direwood, Part 2. The Broken Stone War. I'll read that on my off time here. Hello, Sha. This bottle of Sunred is half empty. Okay.
All right
I
then.
thought the game was paused.
Now this I haven't seen before.
Ah, a grappling hook. That'll come in handy at some point. OT. So, Adair has something. A minor ring of deflection. Let's put that on him. We wouldn't want him to get hurt. OT. He always gets the best of my stuff, and then my chick gets the best of the stuff, and then it kind of goes by which character I think is most crucial. Yeah, me. Emotions first. So we can stop and talk to the people, and you can talk to them, reach out for them, and you know, read their stories and stuff. But I don't really want to spend a lot of our time doing that. I've done that to a huge extent. Let's go get another quest. Who does have the best charisma? Oh. Sorry, I was going for that one. They both had heads on them. So, we're clever and honest. We're honestly clever. What was I looking for? Charisma. Which we don't have. Oh, la, 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 la. You suck. We really don't have any mechanism that has charisma, do we? So I guess it doesn't matter who talks to him. This Aumoa man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans. His thick arms boast corded muscles. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot, and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome! You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. That's not the way you lead when you have a store. You want to make it sound like you're doing a brisk business. What can I do for you? Is this your shop? That it is. Been here near on 20 years now. Seen all manner of things over the years, good luck and bad. Tuatanu glances at the guard standing watch along the wall, but the Black Hammer Smithery remains. Okay, what do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we find weapons and armor to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. Okay, well, what happened? Well, we just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for nigh on to a week now, and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them, or my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe, to make some coin. Tuatanu snorts, as if that lot would dare. He's right about the bandits, the dire situations in the villages like this, and the exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Okay, Tuatanu scratches his jaw thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon, or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Raderick. Tuatanu glances at the nearby guard, and that's as it should be. But it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Okay, well, where was the wagon traveling from? We send the wagon up to Newhamer with weapons. Wasn't that guy's name in the beginning? His was something like that. And it swings around through Logholm and the like to purchase supplies. Shortest route back is through the Black Meadow, then north through the wilds. Tuatanu shakes his head. Had a trader come through with word they'd made it to Logholm, but haven't heard a thing since. Okay, I'll find your supplies. Okay, then you have my thanks. Ah, Peter Parker. Did I miss you? How long ago did I miss you? I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Am I that deep, or did you just come in, hopefully? Yeah. My one vet had given up hope on him. I took him to a new one. She wanted to put him to sleep, and yet she gave me medicine that has helped him feel better. And I told her I'm not putting him to sleep because he runs around and he jumps and he begs food off of people. You've been here the whole time. Ah, you're the one person in there. Okay. So glad to hear it. No, he's doing okay. And I'm getting some of the medicine too for his mama and his sister. His mama doesn't have much longer to live, but I don't want her to be uncomfortable neither. And to see how long I can keep him alive. And his sister's it's just starting on her. So I'm hoping I can get behind that. So, just kidding? What? What do you mean, just kidding? No, I thought we'd play some Pillars of Eternity. I'll be streaming some Baldur's Gate again tomorrow. I'm trying to decide what would be a better time to try. I'm in Central Europe, and I'm trying to decide between 7 o'clock in the morning Central European time or like 11 o'clock in the morning Central European time. Now, 7 o'clock in the morning Central European time is like 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 11 is 5, because we're 6 hours ahead of the East Coast in America. Okay, so then you have my thanks. You bring those supplies back, and I'll have plenty more to offer you. You ever played this before? Really? This is a pretty good game. The only thing is modding it. I tried to mod it today, and it's on the old Unity engine. I think it's even Unity Engine 4, if I recall correctly, after researching it today. And there's something that you need to put into Vortex. It's called BEPINEX, and it's hard to find the right version of that to go with that Unity engine. So, okay, a discount to start. Oh, and if you find my workers, tell them to hurry up or they can take up farming instead. So we'll have more weapons and we will have a discount to boot.
Greetings.
Yeah, I'd like to see your wares nonetheless. Glad to see you again, Fred. We're still running low on goods, but you're welcome to look at what we have. Of course, you won't find finer anywhere else. Okay? You have not, yeah. Oh, you haven't downloaded it. You think you have, what? I'm confused. You haven't played it, but you have downloaded it, or you haven't played it, but you have not downloaded it, which is why you haven't played it. Stop it, you're confusing me. Okay, woo. Okay, there's not really, well, there might be something that our chick could use, but probably not. So, we will it has a feel, it has sort of a look and feel that's similar to Icewind Dale, I think. Not farming, yeah, seriously. Although I, you know, when I took my interest inventory as a teenager, the first thing that came up was I should be a farmer. That was at the very top, I should be a farmer. Well, it's clear I come from farming people. And I'd rather be collecting eggs than having to talk to people. Stream is lagging. Okay. I will talk to you later. Bye. If you're going to work now, I'm trying to do the math in my head. Take care and have a good day. So let's see. Ooh. Definitely don't want to sell that. Let's check and make sure people have actual hats as well. Huh? Yeah, I wouldn't give you a plug nickel for that neither. Okay. It's actually, I'm asking myself, we will get a discount from him. Let's wait. Just a second, because I think if I don't put it back in here, it's going to put it on all my characters. Yep, there it goes. What do you mean? What? Wow. That was screwed up. No, I just realized if we wait, then we can, then we can get a discount on all this and we get more money for it. That makes sense because we don't really need it that desperately, do we? We're going to sleep in the common room. I don't believe this. All that did was trade out his armor. Now I'm hoping they didn't trade out his weapon too. Okay, good. I'm sorry, guys. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Ugh, I mucked that up, didn't I? Wheel Swanee. So, let's get this stuff back over here. And we'll take a look anyhow at that, that one cloak we had. At least it just sort of switches back and forth. Tyranny was like that too, except it just switched into your all. They don't have an all category here, as you see. It has to be segregated. Go figure. So, okay, let's go here. Let's give this to you. Edahidha, you need a helmet. I reckon it really matters which one does it. I was going to say the barbarian and godlike, both of them prohibit a helmet. He already has his. Okay. Now let's see what we got here. Minor Cloak of Protection. I think I'm going to put that on her for a change. OT. Let's do that. Okay. Bleh, bleh, bleh. So at least we got another quest. This is one that we can zoom in and out. So we will. Unlike the older games, which really don't allow you to. Let's go see what's going on at the windmill. Bound to be something. Es muss was da los sein, no? Oh. Let me get a sweater on. Okay, we know there's more grain in there. Tremble. Well, I'm going to have to take the ears off anyhow for a second. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainer. I'll put you down like a dog. I'll put you down. They do sound like Southerners, but now then that's because they wrote the text that way. My poor ears. Okay, there we go. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Okay. Oh, give me just a second, too, because my partner goes to bed and he forgets to close the windows up and turn on the heater and everything. I don't want to go to bed in a cold room. They do. He's gotten awful comfortable here, and it just... So, okay. Let's go stick our nose in, shall we? Save it first before we make some stupid choice. Which we're bound to do, you know. An elf man stands before you, his relatively stocky build, suggesting a life of labor. Kind of weird for an elf, but okay. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter and shakes it violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. Gilded Veil, +1. That's our check. We have to have at least a reputation of 1 with them. Miller hesitates and then lowers his club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. Thought you could use some help. Those people out there seem pretty angry. Really? Highly as tits, could I use a friendly face? I take it you heard some part of what that crowd's asking for? Grain. As if I've got it tucked away somewhere. Swainer's been egging that lot on for days now. They've been keeping clear so far, but if things keep on like they are, I don't know how much longer we've got before things get messy. Please, if you're not here on his behalf, maybe you could speak to Swainer. He won't listen to me anymore. Just explain that we're all getting small rations now. We're all making sacrifices. Well, I'll see what I can do. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, and maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all make the same sacrifices. Well, I'll be in your debt. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. Let's Go hear the other side of the story, shall we? It's always a good policy. See, the way your character interacts with people in dialogues, even the more subtle ones, will tend to coalesce into a reputation. As your fame expands, some characters will interact with you differently as a result. Drunken revelry.
Gods keep you.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Aloth's eyes. And Aloth narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. Saw you outside the mill. What's this about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's the king of the town on account of he's got the mill to his name. The dwarf's jowls quiver with rage. What a sight. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about, so shove off. Okay, well, what if I buy you all around? Will you talk with me then? Well, fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and might be I'll feel up to trading words. So, let's go see how we can do that. Talk to the good lady
Gods
here.
keep you.
Hello and welcome to. The innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. I forgot. I need to go visit him as well. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Gilded Vale, moderate positive reputation. Game. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. She laughs. So, what would you like? Like to buy around for them fine fellers over there. Fine fellers, you're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swinner from the inn entirely. The innkeeper frowns. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Okay. There you go, darling. Right then, here, 3 drinks for the 3 fools. Just take care with them. They're a hot-tempered bunch. Well, now they really did seem like it, too.
Good day, stranger.
You again. What do you want? I brought your drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of Blackhound's shit beer. Gods, that's good. All right. Then you got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. I want to hear his side. There's always 2 sides to every story. So, it's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folk like Alfra pay half what we do. And maybe we've been a bit rough with him, but what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve. And do you think Trumbull's going to be sorry about it when we do? Okay, so let's pick number 1. Look, there's no sense threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. Let me go talk to Trumbull again first. Ha! You think you'll get through to him where we haven't? The man's as thick as a peat bog. I hear he got his soul read, found his kin used to grow sunreed trees for their Adrian lords, up until they figured out their side was losing. Explains why his knees still ache to bend to whatever lord or lady crosses the road. You'll be holed up in that mill for days, the coward. The dwarf eyes you consideringly. But here, if you want to give it a shot, then good luck. We'll owe you one if you manage it. So let's go. We've got both sides. He says he's charging high prices. The other feller says there's a shortage. Just because one feller is hot-headed doesn't mean what he says isn't the truth. I know that myself because I'm rather hot-headed myself. So, passionate person. No, not there. There. Okay. Ooh, tea. Patience bed?
Ja.
Wie bitte?
Ja.
Karu. My father's a good man. He's always done right by this town. I guess that's the feller, isn't it? I'm sure father can explain better just what's happened here. I just want to have a peek. See if there's grain in there.
How do you do?
You're back. You have any luck with Swinard? I spoke to Swinard. Trumbull takes a deep breath, and what he say? He says you're treating farmers unfairly, raising prices and giving them rotten grain. Of course he does. He's been saying nothing else for days now. Man's delusional. If he wants grain, he'll have to pay for it. Okay, so I guess I can do that, can't I? Grab him by the neck and tell him he better reconsider. Trumbull scrambles at your arm, dropping his club and straining for breath. When you relinquish your hold, he gasps and coughs, breathing raggedly. Slight negative, okay? Fine, fine, damn you. He holds up a hand when his son and daughter move towards you. Enough. You tell that crow I'll get him his grain and he can have it at the same price as everyone else pays. And now I'd appreciate if you got out of my mill. So he was charging that feller higher prices than what he was charging the rest of them. Ooh. First story isn't always the right one. Just because you heard that story first. He just done admitted it too. So. Now we can start down in the temple, I think. When an attack hits a target, to inflict damage is usually reduced by the damage reduction of the appropriate damage type. Damage reduction can never completely eliminate damage, but it can greatly reduce it. Means on a hit you're going to take at least 1 damage.
Greetings.
So, you again. What if I told you Trumbull's changed his mind about his grain prices? The dwarf looks up blinking. What, you serious? He exchanges looks with his fellers, who grin hesitantly. The old man's listened to reason. Okay. About time. I told them he'd come around, but damned if he didn't take his time about it. He sets a few coppers on the table. Here, buy yourself a drink. Now that we can afford it, goes for you two as well. Drinks on me. Now we've got a moderate positive. Balanced itself out in the end, didn't it? Okay. But to be honest with you, he's right. He shouldn't have to pay higher prices than everyone else. You just came to town? Kith like you seem to do all right. Well, now, We work for it. Don't be a bitch about it. Oh yeah, we need to go back and talk to Tenfrith, don't we? Before I forget. Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to include the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Don't know that I'd say that about a kitchen, but do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets, my dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. Savory pie. Ooh, the name says it all, doesn't it? A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. You cheap bastard. He literally gave us one pie. Although I'll be doggone if I know where it went. Maybe he didn't give us one. He just gave us the ingredients for it. Or the recipe, I mean. Bleh. Looks like we did not get one. Let's go into the crafting section. Go into the food. And savory pie. Okay. We need some beer to make that. And it gives us plus 10 max endurance, plus 1 might, plus 1 perception. Pearlwood chicken. Sounds awful good, doesn't it? Endurance constitution, endurance dexterity perception. That one's a good one to have for Aloth to have. And endurance and might would be good for either one of the fighters. So let's craft that. Oh, bugger me. We had a choice of either or. Okay. So we can always go down here and see what else we can make. Fleet feet, wizard's double. Which isn't too bad, actually. What's that? Ah, skulls are here. I think we got that while we were in the initial dungeon. Oh, no, this wasn't for him. Endurance and constitution. Let's give her that. Ooh, tea. Alrighty. I meant for all y'all to come. Now we've got the temple. Just need to make sure I go to bed directly after the stream tonight so I can get back up tomorrow. Like I said, I'm still trying to decide. If I do an early morning stream, I'll be able to catch some Americans, but now then, no, 11 o'clock in the morning is just too early. It's just late enough to catch some people on their lunch break here in Europe. Which is why the evening streams are the best time slot. But I can try a morning slot, I guess. I'll clean around it. I was going to show you the how to reach for someone's soul. See? It says, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of the man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out to the soul, and there's a whole story behind it, which you can read on your own. Can't read every single one of them. You're doing nothing but reading those. Yeah, go get that. No, you know what? That's going to take too long. So, that'll take way too long. Although this one does have, by the way, speeding it up and slowing it down. A sun rising, a rising sun, and 3 dawn stars, the symbol of Aethys.
I haven't been in here for, must be 5-6 years. Used to be real nice. Bright. Warm.
Like I said, his accent is, sometimes it gets on my nerves, but by and large it's okay. Most of the time it's kind of a smooth Missourian accent. It's okay. Man lies resting against a wall lit by the dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted with pain.
Hail and well met.
Thought you were some... Never mind. Whoever you are, you've traveled a long way to reach a dark place. This temple isn't what it used to be, probably for the best, times being as they are. He groans and shifts positions, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful, neither. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you warily. Maybe you'd have better luck. Okay, what happened to you? I was trying to avoid the spiders. He breathes a quiet laugh. Ran into a scolder. Might have gone a little better for me if the beasts hadn't knocked the sword right out of my hand. Good blade, too. Probably still lying there in the dust. He smiles wearily. But I'm not. So that's all right. It's not a bad wound, I think. Just hurts. So what are you doing down here? I'm going to run around being benevolent to everybody. The man points a finger upwards. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Aethus, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Deerwood, from Radsaris even. Well, not so much from Radsaris these days. Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones, the ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Is this really the time for a history lesson? No, just tell them to go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Raderick decided he'd been too lenient on the Aethesians. Aethesians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword. Left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Raderick ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that, up until recently. Lord Raderick hoped that if we rededicated the temple to a living God, then we'll be forgiven and the legacy will end. See? He smiles wryly. But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Whitton licks his lips. These priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go down like that, chopped down in their God's house. It don't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Weirton breathes out. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. Pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shred of respect for the dead. I take it you aren't supposed to be here? Weirton smiles bleakly. Well, I meant to be in and out nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone. It's just Lord Rederick's forbidden anyone have anything to do with the scattered god. It'll be a little harder to explain to him than to you. It's a good cause, though, isn't it? And you could make some coin in the process. Okay, they're long dead. What does it matter where they're buried? It's about respect, isn't it? About deserving to be remembered, not just tossed under a pile of rock and forgotten. He breathes out shakily. I thought it worth the effort, giving that to them. Wait, you want me to bring you some skeletons? I'd bury them where they are if I could. I know it's a little macabre, macabre. It's words I never use. But if we don't get them out now, Rederick's liable to destroy whatever's left of them. Also, really exhausted. Okay, I'll go find them. By the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long it's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still, if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care down there. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout, and maybe try to patch myself up some. Okay, give me just a second. I want to go to the toilet. I still don't have my stuff set up I need to at some point. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Nature calls. The call of nature. That's quite natural. Okay, I just left them all standing around here, didn't I?
And what does the flame reveal?
On your knees, boys. Okay. On to the next room. I have several games that I wonder whose footsteps it is. It actually is not mine. Shall we piss it off first? Better to be pissed off than pissed on.
I? Indeed.
Oh, there's two of them. Okay, you go on ahead and get all hit up, darling. You have a wonderful spell.
How may I help?
I don't think they can be knocked down. That'd be kind of weird.
Yes.
No. Okay, he's a bit puzzled. Well, they went down too easily. Got it on normal, though. Contemplating whether or not to put it on hard because it's
Certainly.
just too easy.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
But it wouldn't change this area anyhow because we've already entered it, so it doesn't matter. This parchment is worn. They have the text down here. This parchment is worn and tattered, and ink upon it faded. In this time of hardship, must have just as much faith in ourselves as in our God, presumably. No secrets?
Hey.
Darling? Should be participating here. Okay, I think that's it. There didn't seem to be anything else in that room. There's nothing of interest here. So we'll stream for about another half an hour and then we'll get off. I'm still contemplating whether I want to move the stream an hour earlier so that I can be in bed a little bit earlier and then get up in the morning and stream, because you need to see I don't stream in German I wouldn't mind streaming in German. I just don't
Getting through
I don't pull people when I stream in German is the problem.
me.
So my audience is English speaking. It'd be kind of nice to hit the States. And I always say this is not a combat simulator either. It's not that you do anything really funky moves or anything like that. Even Viking, the Assassin's Creed stuff is not like really sophisticated. Get your second wind. I can't tell through all the numbers how that thing's looking. Then we'll have to sleep. So let us cast
This.
Lava.
Leave it to me.
this one. Seems to be the big naughty ha-ha. Ooh, she's chained.
You're kind of stuck. You're not getting.
Yeah, well, join the crowd. Well, that loosed you, didn't it? That usually works. You kill whatever's got you all chained up. Okay. It's an annoying spell, but very useful. The red-brown smears flake away under the toe of your boot. Ew. No, we'll leave it because some of the fights down below are really pretty naughty. The nearby crystals light the cracked mosaic floor in shapes of orange, and at certain angles the metallic symbol beneath your feet gleams gold. As you look on, the air shimmers as if with summer heat. The very dust and air seem to pull together until a thin, glowing mist appears before you. In its rippling gleam, you sometimes think you can see the shape of a man, features rendered in broad strokes of air and smoke. Okay, is anyone else seeing this? I like that one. Your voice sparks movement. The spirit surges with a sudden blazing light, and in the next moment you are somewhere else, your mind assailed with a sudden wave of fear and noise. You're in the chapter hall. Priests and the faithful have gathered in a great crowd, spilling into the hall. Bodies press against you, surging forward to listen. Your own grief is mirrored in the faces around you. Some of the initiates are weeping. Someone has snuffed the candles, and the room is dark, save for the podium, lit from behind. Two people stand before it, lit in silhouette. A man is shouting, voice so ragged with fear you cannot understand what he says, but the Retrix stands calm, unmoved. Her strength will see you all through these dark times. You feel that hope like a spark behind you feel that hope like a spark behind your ribs. Somewhere behind you, someone begins to sing. The spirit tears itself from you with sudden dizzying force, and you find yourself back before the ruined altar, swaying. The spirit fades as suddenly as it appeared. O.T.
To whispers and shadows.
See now what the flame has shown us?
The face of this statue has had most of its features struck off, along with portions of its hands and an arm, it looks like. Let's go back out to the foyer here, and we'll rest. Where in the devil are we at? Oh yeah. Where are we, Ma? Don't recognize nothing. Okay. There's nothing really that we need to do before we rest. I'm just going to leave it because some of the fights in here get to be really intense. And once you make an area difficult, you can't make it easier. Kind of one thing I don't like about the game. I like the games where it's a little bit more flexible. You can make it easier and more difficult.
Nice and quiet.
As needed. Okay, let's see how far we get in here tonight.
You're not getting through me. You're not getting.
Come on, all it takes is 2 or 3 hits.
You're
See?
not getting through me.
That's it. Just kill the little critters. Oh, there's a naughty one. Except I think he's chained. I run, kill it, kill it, kill it before it spreads. Kill it.
Yeah.
Hey.
One good thing is that the negative things that your characters suffer under disappear as soon as the battle's over. So, you know, you got to give it that. Letter home. Mother, I have asked Brother Edric to carry this letter to you, for he travels to New Hailmar come morning. With him goes what coin I have, and I hope it will ease the surprise of an unexpected homecoming, for I mean to follow in a few days' time. Our village is much changed, and though I do not wish for you to worry, I do not feel it is safe to remain. I know Rhetoric's Obrica will not approve, but the letter trails off here. Oh, nice. It looks like something really fit for him, doesn't it? Oh, not him. Sorry. Wow. I meant to give it to him. And that can go in our box. It's of no consequence. We're good gamers, or at least we're conscientious gamers who are scared of losing our progress. Whoever sat here left in a hurry. Ink has dripped across the scroll, obscuring its contents. The pile of furniture is branded with scorch marks.
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
It's Eloth's alternate personality. Anyone who's played this game is familiar with it. Like I said, it's way too easy, but it's going to get a lot harder down below, so we'll just leave it for... Well, we can't change it anyhow. We could only load the autosave if it's still there for us for this particular area, and then try again, because it's once you enter an area, you can't change the difficulty. These collapsed stones are pocked with burrows and narrow crevices. Claw marks and dung mark the passage of beasts.
I'll see what I can find.
Grody corrody.
Leave it to me.
It doesn't really take much effort on our part to kill these things. But there should be, usually when I go down there, there are 5 or 6 of those suckers. So I don't know what to expect today. We'll see. Mermen have scoured these plates, though mold still grows in green-black clumps across the table. So let's go down here and finish this section. Get ourselves killed, or preferably not.
And what does the flame reveal?
I do like Durans. I was reading some forums today where they were complaining about him, and I just kind of couldn't understand it.
I feel off.
You live to tell about it. Stop whining. Maybe he should get that. Okay, that's the one he's wearing, isn't it? No, he's wearing something different. He's wearing Deflection, but he's got a cloak that does the same thing. No, or she does. She does. Well, let's put it on him anyhow. He looks like he needs it.
Hey,
Let's go stay at the end, by the way. He just got his butt majorly kaboomed. Kaboom. OT. That hurt. I got better. OT. So this might be, actually, let's go rest at the end. This might be a good place to save our stream. And let me go get some sleep so I'll be a little bit more fit tomorrow. Got a lot of appointments again. I got to take a baby to my local vet here so he can start getting the medicine that the other vet wrote for me. Now he knows that there is hope, so some kind of brown slop is congealing on these dishes. It smells burned. Must be her
Welcome.
porridge or gruel or whatever she was serving. Hello again. Come to rest your feet a while? I'd like a room, please. Certainly. You're always welcome. We got some coin on us. Let's do perception and mechanics. Hope we don't want to be throwing it about, but now then. We don't need to be too stingy with it neither. I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay, so let's save the game. Do we have an actual save? Got Ader. That is so me. Okay, so let's delete that one. Make a new one. Name it appropriately. Then we'll go ahead and end the stream for this evening. And then tomorrow we'll stream a little bit longer. And get to bed, get myself fit. OT. There we go. Okay, folks. I appreciate you being with me. Hope this will turn out to be a good time slot at the end of it. Like I said, I'll probably move it back an hour. So that I can stream earlier in the day. As in the mornings. Central European time for the Americans. Canadians, ever who else wants to come and watch, that'd be great. Y'all take care of yourselves until then. Tomorrow I will go ahead and stream at 11 a.m. Central European time so I can get myself sort of sorted around and we'll go from there. And I will see y'all when I see you. Bye.